Here we are, episode 2 of the Flippin' Valentines.
The Flippin' Valentines!
We thought we'd do it from the shower. Well,
because you can totally tell you're in the shower, right?
Actually, we're at one of Wendy's current projects in Scottsdale, and we thought we'd bring it to you some questions. Actually, a question that somebody asked the other day, which was, what are some of the most valuable lessons that we've learned after flipping or repurposing our terms more than 300 homes over the last couple of years?
Patience, Dennis.
With me, or?
Well, just in general. I think that, go ahead, you can start.
Well,
I talked a lot last time.
Right. Well, I think one of the things we've learned is that your people in your crews, the people that you hire, are the most critical piece of your business, and how you treat them and how you bring them together, and they're Wendy's family. Like we joked about last week, I get all the girls in the office, although I hired 2 guys this week, so I'm gaining on it.
Nice work.
But what are anybody that's remodeling a house or, doing those things, where are some of the best places for them to shop? Like just a couple of different locations that you use.
Well, a lot of it depends on price range of your flip. And a lot of it depends on your budget and your time frame. So, like a lot of my flooring I get from Floor & Decor.
Right.
So, and it fits all 3 of those because I can do almost any price range with the tile there, depending on what I choose. Most everything they have is in stock either at that location or one of the 5 locations in the valley.
Right.
And the other thing is that it's there. I can go there, I can pick it up, I can get it. It fits my budget, it fits my timelines.
Right.
It's every house that we have sitting, depending on the price range of what it is, costs me between $100 and $200 a day for it to sit there if you're using hard money. So to wait 5 weeks for appliances to come in or 6 weeks for cabinets to come in, that's just a really long time.
Right.
If I'm working on a multi-million-dollar house with a client, then they don't usually mind to wait 6 weeks for the cabinets to come in, but you've got to make sure that you're planning well.
Right.
And I think that goes back to our first question is, what are one of the things that you learned other than patience is planning.
Yeah.
Is getting your project together, sitting down, knowing what your timelines are, knowing what other projects you've got going on, and really not waiting until the last minute to order your cabinets if your supplier takes 5 weeks.
Right.
It's just, a lot of it is timing. Time is money, and it's not just your time and money, it's the time and money on your project.
Right. Well, I think this kind of goes back to anything, whether it's not just flipping homes, it's when you're renovating. So one of the things somebody asks is how do you budget when you start a project? And you've done this both for your clients, or my clients when they bought homes, is going through the budget. It's not just starting a project without having the budget in mind and what their tastes are, because what ends up happening is you get knee deep into something and you're over.
It's like going to the grocery store hungry without a list.
Right.
You end up with twice as much stuff in your cart. So if you don't...
Not if you eat half of it before you finish.
That's not right, chicken. You can't eat
I
the
pay
grapes.
for the bags.
You can't eat the grapes before you get to the checkout.
Exactly,
Okay. Like a banana. If you sit down, you plan it out, you know what you're doing, you give yourself a budget, you might get to the end and go, oh my gosh, I really have to have this tile, or I really wanted to upgrade the appliances, or we decided to put tile here where we didn't there. Well, then you can go through your budget and look where you can, where you can cut, where you can, if you did well on something else, you might have saved money here, so you can put money in there. But budgeting is, I've done projects both ways. When we've done them where we just jump in,
those are the most frustrating ones.
And go for it. Well, they end up taking the most amount of time because you didn't plan them. They end up taking the most amount of money because you didn't plan them. It's like, no plan is a plan to fail.
Right. True. So, one of the things that we've recently done is Wendy discovered a software that helps us manage ours called Builder Trend, and that helps manage our flips and our repurposes and also our consumers' homes as well.
Yes.
So that's been a great one. So if you're looking for a project management system, Builder Trend is great. And I think the other thing too is trying to read the card over there. The strategies and the money. Money grows on trees.
We have 3 of them in our backyard, according to my kids.
Actually, that's the cool thing about what we do is that we try to tell everybody when we repurpose a home, or in Wendy's case, she wants to help somebody fall in love with their home again. And we have a surprise for you in a minute, so you're gonna love this. The money we have, every time we do one of these projects, it impacts about 32 families, from the person that we were able to solve the problem for by buying the home and making it easy. Like in this particular house, Gloria just needed time for her assisted living facility to be ready, and she rented the house for 13 months before we got into it. But we impacted her, we impacted the guys that are working here, their families, and our employees and Valentine Group. So there's an impact to everything we do, but it's also part of our wealth building program where we help investors invest their money into our projects, which gives them a return. We're helping people's retirement, and that's where we have gotten money, most of our money, to fund these projects for investors like this one. John, who's the investor on this property, he loves to see this stuff. He'll go walk it, he'll take selfies, he'll send us text messages, love what you guys are doing, and he loves to have his money invested with us. And some of these investors have millions of dollars invested with us in projects right now.
Yeah.
And it's a way, so if you're interested in something like that, or talking to us, or looking at the wealth building side, it really does help build wealth in a lot of different ways. I think the other thing too that's really important is having that, wealth building mindset. Like with you, we go through on our investment properties, which are rental properties, which really has an impact on those tenants and those types of things. So it really helps our clients when you're investing with us. As far as rental properties or whatnot, we have everything in-house for you to do the investing. And so had a great conversation yesterday, and we want to know what you guys think. Like thumbs up, thumbs down. If you're considering selling a house because maybe it's tired or maybe it's outdated, Wendy and I would like to have a little competition. You guys up for competition? So Wendy and I want to compete here. So if you're thinking about like, should I sell my house? Do I want to buy something newer? Do I want to change the floor plan? Or I don't want to mess with that. And I know there's a couple TV shows out there, but we're going to do it a little different. We want to know if you want to fall in love with it again with the design girl here and find your budget and see what that's going to cost. Or you want to list it with me, or here's the twist, or is it time to keep that house as a rental and move on to the next thing?
Ooh.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's really what we come to the table with, and that's what we want to offer, and that's what we want to have some fun with helping you determine what to do with your house. At the end of the day, there's 100 different things you can do with your house. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Just be careful you don't smack yourself in the head with that.
So we really like to know your comments, or if you want us to come out and have that consult with us. Guys, hope you enjoyed Flippin' Valentine's episode 2.